everybody, it's Emmy
and Beach Billy
with Outdoor Dog Supply, and we're here today to announce a super exciting new product that Garmin has just launched, the new Alpha XL.
The Alpha XL is really a tread, or you could go back, guys, have a drive track with a much bigger screen and a Alpha 300 combined.
Yes.
It is something that we've asked for quite some time. It's something that's been worked on. I'm telling you right now, they have just about hit a home run. Yes. I'd say there's 95% absolute pluses with this, and just a couple things that we would like to see different, but not anything that's going to make it definitely does not make it a game changer. I promise.
Not at all.
So this is something that we've had quite a bit. We got to put it through hunting season, and I can tell you right now, it's something that I would hate to see go. Once you use it a little bit, it's something you're not going to be able to go without.
I know, he'd take it back from me. I get to use it for a weekend if he wasn't hunting. He'd take it back from me, and I was like, dang it, I was stuck back with my tread, and even then it was not as good.
It will spoil you. Let's go off real quick. The things that are going to be really immediate positives are obviously the bigger screen for a lot. You get to see the map. One thing that I absolutely love with this, and this is something where I kept it most of the time, is it also will be turned like your handheld.
Yep.
So you go in, that puts your dogs right at the bottom for training. You can still scroll through for your training options. Yep. You get to see much further on the screen. Now you lose sideways. And so not everybody, I've used it both ways. And it seemed like some days I'd prefer it one way, but it's also made it much easier for the way I had it in the truck. I had mine in a cup holder, and with your gear shift and all that, I was able to put this screen in there where the other made it very wide and very hard to have.
I personally have a smaller truck, so being able to put it like that, it did make it a lot easier a lot of the time to be able to make it functional. Especially having it down, like you said, in a cup holder mount where you have it lower to the ground.
And same thing, and even playing with it and putting in the dash, and we've been working with different mounts and all that are going to go with it. And when you drop it over, it definitely doesn't take up as much dash space. It feels to me a little nicer when it's like that.
Yeah.
And of course, it's what a lot of people have gotten used to using the Alpha anyway. So
it's really personal preference, I feel like, whichever way.
And it works great either way. Of course, your training buttons and all set up when you turn it one way or the other. Yeah. The way your training buttons and all change.
Other way.
Yep, there you go.
For the purpose of the video, we're going to flip it just like a normal tread would be most of the time, or drive track, just because that's what most of y'all are known to seeing. Yes.
Sure. Now, one of the really, really good things, I think what we have said, replacing a 300, this will have its own antenna now. So basically, your base unit, you hook to an antenna on that truck, and it's going to track at all times as long as you have power on the base unit.
Yes.
So as you can see, it's easy. You can still walk away from the truck. It still Bluetooths back and forth, but you can't jump in another vehicle and ride with just this, because once you get out of the reach of this here, it's no longer going to track.
Yes.
So that is it is a one vehicle charger. It's not something that you can carry in the woods and still track with you. So this is really the replacement of your tread, but without having to have any type of handheld to track. So now you can take your handhelds that you have, go in the woods with them. This is still going to be tracking on a rooftop antenna, keeping track of your dogs much better than any short antenna will when you're in the woods. So that's a huge. Going back, other really great features that we love. You still have all the features of the tread.
Yep.
You have access to your dog list just like you would, but you have a much bigger view. You can still do groups. This is great. You can see on here to where, Emmy or Wyatt, or we have my hunt club, I've got Christian. So we have different people's dogs in here, and any one of those groups you can turn off or on. So let's see, so if we wanted to do Christian, we would go in, and it's going to do just like it does on the other, and I do yes, and it's going to then track his dogs.
Yes.
So, and then if you want to disconnect them, you go right back in and click off.
Another great feature of it, like you have with the tread, you still have all your navigation options. You can go based off address. You need to go to one of your waypoints, you can navigate to that. You still have the option. I know previously one of the things I love about a tread, especially if I'm hunting somewhere I'm not used to, you're able to navigate to a dog. I don't have one specifically on my screen, but or right here, say the collar right there, you just click and you can go. and it's going to take you right there.
Yeah, and it's going to literally navigate you.
Right to the dog. That's one of my personal, especially...
we use it a lot during field trials in places we haven't been before.
Yes, for sure.
And your dog might be 2 miles from you, and you can click on him, and then it's going to help you navigate there.
Yes.
So, or get you to the closest place.
Yes.
All right. And then all you do to stop navigating is just hit your little X, just like you would on your tread. So, all right. Next, a great thing, something that obviously the drive track people will know is now, and this is something you've been able to do with the tread, it's something you've been able to do with the 300, all of them are transferable waypoints.
Yes.
Huge. That's so if you go in and look real quick, well, we have outdoor dog supply marked, but we can click over to somewhere we hunt real fast.
Yep. So go right down there.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, we're a little flipped around right now, but you see there's one of the areas we hunt, and you can see all the waypoints marked. You can change the symbols. We have all of ours as flags currently, but you are able to go in and change them. You can set them as stands. You have deer, you have homes, a bunch. I think there's over 100 different symbols to choose from. So
correct.
We just like to keep ours as a basic flags, but there is that customization there.
Yep, there is. So again, it's great. You go to different clubs or somebody wants to share. You can transfer waypoints over before you go, so then you kind of have an idea when somebody says, you know, the Brickyard Path, you know where the Brickyard Path is.
Yep.
Yep. So, next great feature, Bird's Eye. Again, when you get the subscription, you got to download the Alpha app first. But I link mine to the phone. If I go somewhere, literally, it normally takes just a few minutes, and I can download Bird's Eye for a whole area.
Miles and miles.
Yes, it's amazing how fast it downloads.
I believe actually everything in this handheld is downloaded. We don't have a chip in it. That's why you will see sometimes those little sections missing.
Yeah, and it's where I've gone somewhere, and I downloaded a section, and I went somewhere else, and I could go in and fill in all those areas. I just haven't done it.
Yep.
And, you know, pretty much anywhere that we hunt from there to Virginia. You can see where I've got, you know, right there, Billy's Path. That's where we hunt in Gates.
Yeah.
Then you can come out here and you can see where we hunt in different places out in Emporia. You know, Owen Hunt Club.
You see all the
there at
highlighted
H&H,
roads.
Cato Hill out here. You know, so again, you can see the different highlighted roads where we've been and your tracks. And that's another great thing is any of these different points, when you see your tracks, you also know roads you've been on. So at a glance, much further out, you know if your dogs are safe or not.
Yep.
And a general better idea of where they are.
For us, we're right on the Virginia-North Carolina line, so we prefer to download our Bird's Eye most of the time. But for somebody right in the middle of a state who's only hunting in one state, the state chips, you know, they are much easier. Or for somebody who's not as, you know, tech savvy, like somebody right here, it is a lot easier sometimes to just get the chips and swap them back and forth.
Even I managed to get Bird's Eye. I might have little spots missing and different stuff, but even I got Bird's Eye on this one. You know, different than your 300 where your handheld's very small, and even when you got them waypoints, typically you got to zoom way in to tell what's what.
Yep.
So, again, the bigger screen, the way it's set up, nothing but plus stuff.
Yeah, really another great point to hit on is the fact you are able to train off of this, able to turn on your collar sleep modes, rescue mode, which we really don't recommend, your collar lights, all of that. So we have a collar right here. I'm going to show you simple tone. Just click that button right there. We do not have another collar in, but you can see you can scroll right on through the dogs just like that. Go back. Click all your arrows. Let's see.
Again, this is something that we would love to see in the future. There's things at Garmin. I'd love to see a screen to where you literally could go in and have all your dogs displayed and you just touch which one to tone them like that. To me, the toning is the biggest because if we have multiple dogs running, the quicker that I can tone those multiple dogs to break them off a chase, the safer they are.
Yeah,
so,
but it's still for now functional, and it's definitely going to work just like 300
and
would.
for you guys that are running 5-6 dogs, I mean, it's you can do it just as fast. I mean, scrolling through 5 or 6 dogs is instant anyways. Just when you get, when we're running 20 of them, sometimes it always seems to be the 20th dog you scroll through is the one that you're trying to correct quick.
Or you miss it and you don't realize it, then you scroll through 40 dogs to finally find the one.
Yeah, you'll always go by it about 3 times before you go back, but it's that's part of
Just
it.
Another feature that's nice that you don't have in the 300, you're also able to go in and lock the training keys. You can still switch between dogs, you just cannot correct them.
Yeah, which you can lock in the 300, but it's just much easier.
Yeah, it is much easier, yes. One more great thing I just want to show you really quick is the accessibility of the dog list. You're able to just go right here to your apps. Anybody who knows the 300 got that channel view, that is an option. You're still able to hook up your backup cameras. I believe the Tempe device a lot of people use for their dog boxes, that's still an option to link up to this. So really any feature either in that tread or that handheld will be in this.
And any of your accessories that you have now, the rooftops are going to be the same.
Yes.
Still can hook the quick connect to here, so anybody that's got the typical BNC connectors that we use, you know, which we typically always use BNC connectors in a truck, and I use it because I can also always steal from my radio if I really have to. My dogs are more important.
Yeah.
If I rip one off the top of the truck, I got to back up.
Yeah,
and then if I rip them both off the top of the truck, then I got to get somebody we jump in another vehicle. But
yes. But showing just really quick the dog list, we currently have it on groups, so that shows the grouping feature is still an option. I'm going to go right up here to the dog symbol to show all my dogs. Obviously, most of them are off. We do just have a couple collars on right now. I'm going to go to the collar we have right here with us. You can see GPS communication. Her update rate is dynamic.
You can see she didn't charge the battery after hunting season.
See the ID, yeah, that was my bad. Beacon color, blink mode, sleep mode, rescue mode. You have all those options right there. Easy to see track and control codes. So really everything is there right at a glance.
It is, yup. And they could have made them track and control codes bigger, by the way, but it took me a little while to find
if you're
them.
Listening, Garmin.
Yeah.
It's a request.
You know, and people that hunt every day, that's the one thing you realize that sometimes you give control codes and track codes over the radio because you need somebody else to help you. So
yes.
But either way, again, once you know where they're at, it's pretty easy to find.
Oh,
so.
yes, for sure.
All right, with all the positive this has, there are a couple things that we do not like, or that we
prefer to be different. You know, we made it work, and it's definitely not a deal breaker in our opinion.
So the two things is, one, your base has to have power in order for this to track.
Yes.
So, you know, which I'd love to see some type of battery backup. She's got a Toyota, power cuts off, pain in the butt. So you got to hit the key again. We are going to have solid power cords.
Yeah, direct power hookups that go straight to your truck battery.
Yeah, and we're working on also getting some aftermarket things that the cigarette plug that comes with it will plug into that you can put in. You know, so it's definitely not a deal breaker, but do know if you've got a Toyota, it will work, but it's a pain in the butt every time you cut the vehicle off. It's no longer tracking.
I know it's for sure the newer Tacomas. I know some of the newer trucks as well are like that, where you do have to, you know, you will lose power in certain outlets. And just warning, I know there are a lot of newer trucks that don't offer the cigarette lighter anymore. If that is the case, you will also need to look into getting a different charging cord, because Garmin does only send the standard cigarette charger with this
That's correct. And most vehicle USBs, I don't think have quite enough power to power it too. So next big, really the only other things is the charging cord is different than what a normal USB would be. So again, it's not something you'll be able to go run up to the store and grab one. And then the last thing that I would really love a lock on this, even though this magnet, I will say, it is rode around. You're not going to find anybody that's any rougher, and I don't think you're going to find anybody that's got any rougher pads to hunt on than we are. And I have yet to break mine or knock it off. So again, getting it on a good place in the truck, if it's on the dash, it's on that, you're not going to have to worry about it. Mine was in a cup holder. We throw guns in and out. And so it still was not an issue. It's still plenty hard. But a lock would just reinsure it. So
and I'm telling you, with those ruts that are at our hunt club right now, if it didn't fall off, it's not falling off.
Yeah, no, we got good old red clay and washouts, and yes, my poor truck. I don't think I have a ball joint.
I don't either.
Tie rod. Yeah, it's gonna be an expensive fix. So again, I can tell everybody that this has been an absolute home run. You know, we've again had certain products, and you know, there's always seems to be a lot of things that we don't like and certain things that come out. This was so little. Again, you know, being able to change, we're going to have multiple mounts that work for this thing. Everything from things that bolt to your seat, you know, big triple window suction mounts.
Yeah, cup mounts.
So, you know, anybody should be able to make this work like they want to. You know, the mounts that come with it, those little things, but that's what we're here for, is to make this a more usable
best product it can be, most usable. Make it realistic for what we're trying to use it for.
So we are really excited. So that again, all the antennas that we sell, you know, it's running on the same frequency. So if it works for the 300, it's going to work for the Alpha XL. So again, we thank everybody. Y'all please go and see. We're doing a setup video with this. That's
Yes.
going to be a little more, you know, extreme going in, and things that are going to, a lot of them are going to be in the 300. They're going to be with the, you know, or the tread,
Yes.
things that a lot of y'all know, but anybody that wants to go in and see how to set up and how we've set up our own.
Yes.
That'll be
Also, we are going to be doing a more in-depth comparison video. Obviously, we went over some of the basic comparisons, but if you do want a more in-depth comparison, if you have that tread or 300 right now and you're trying to decide if it's worth it, we are going to have that video as well out.
Yeah, we're going to go in and just really show you the true differences.
Yes.
But again, I think most people that have used, you know, both, they can see that it's basically incorporated everything in there. So, okay. Hey, thanks everybody. See us at OutdoorDogSupply.com, and
don't forget, we are taking trade-ins on 300s, treads, any equipment you're looking to trade in. Just please give us a call at 757-482-1000, and we'll be happy to take care of you.
Thanks again, everybody.
Bye.